How's it going, fish folk? So in a recent video I mentioned that in order to get my new 185 gallon bow front aquarium, which I'm gonna turn into a saltwater as I also revealed earlier, I'm gonna have to move some things in order to get it down here. So it be said, and so it shall be. The 10-gallon Pea Puffer tank is no longer in the way, and the big stand here is put in place. And we went ahead and got the hole made for the pumps going from the tank to the sump filter and back. And other than putting the doors on the stand and maybe stain the plywood just to give it a little extra look, this thing is about ready for the tank. Which might bring up the question, where'd the Pea Puffers go? At long last, it has happened. The Pea Puffers have been moved into this 20-gallon Hex column tank. So in case you're new, these guys were originally in a normal 10-gallon tank. However, I always wanted to get like a colony of them, and for some reason I always thought a Pea Puffer colony inside a Hex tank would look really good. Right now it's not exactly a colony as there's only 2 of them in here. I do plan on maybe getting a couple more in here. Definitely will be a video on whenever that happens, of course. But upon time of recording this, the Pea Puffers have been inside this tank now for it's been about a full 3 days hours wise, and so far so good. In terms of care for these little guys, I always call them that these are a great way to introduce someone into freshwater puffer keeping in general. Before I got Finley, my Fahaka puffer here, I went ahead and got a couple of Pea Puffers. Unlike a Fahaka or really a lot of other puffer species, these guys do not have the continuously growing teeth, thus that makes it a little easier to care for these guys. Nonetheless, like a lot of other pufferfish, these guys are very carnivorous and will still appreciate some snails. My 2 here especially love bloodworms, and they also will eat brine shrimp as well. This is about as big as they get. The max size they get is about an inch to 1.5 inches, and that's about it for these guys. Some people absolutely hate column tanks, not just Hex tanks, because they talk about how it doesn't give the fish much space to swim in terms of side to side. Fortunately, since Pea Puffers only grow to about an inch, 1.5 inches as I said, they don't really need a whole lot of that, and this Hex tank specifically has about 14 inches from front panel to back panel, which should be plenty for these little guys. In fact, I should be able to possibly get them a couple of new friends in here. So now that the Pea Puffers here have been rehomed into this Hex tank, what's going on with their old 10-gallon tank? Yeah, not a whole lot right now. But someday I'm sure that 10-gallon tank will be stocked with something else that'll be just as fun as these little guys here. So the Pea Puffers are in here now. Where did the Panda, Cory, and the Copper Molly go? Why, they're right here where Finley used to be, inside the 29-gallon tank. We can see the Copper Molly up here, swimming up towards the front, wanting our attention immediately. Less eager for attention and trying to hide a little bit behind the plants is a Panda Cory. Obviously right now I just kind of got some leftover plants that I cut off from some other ones. That's the cool thing about stem plants, is that usually once you cut them off, you can usually just plant them right in the sand, and usually, not always, they grow right up and start their own root system, and that's pretty much what I've done here. We're definitely going to have to do something decor-wise in here, as well as I'll have to give the Molly and Cory a couple of more friends in here, maybe get a couple more Panda Corys, maybe get some assorted species of Cory, and for the Molly, maybe a Dalmatian Molly, some black Mollies, or maybe even some Platies would look cool. So yeah, just like the Pea Puffers, these guys got a little bit of an upgrade here. 9 gallons to be precise. More importantly, they got more of this back and forth space to swim about now. So I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, wait a minute, that 10-gallon also had a lot of plant life in it. What happened to all of that? For right now, it is sitting inside the 36 bow tank, which, as I said before, I'm thinking of making a tiger barb tank, although not gonna lie, there's some other ideas that have come to my head now that are kind of making me debate that now. So all these valves, which were in the former Pea Puffer tank back in the 10-gallon, will probably be spread out throughout few aquariums. A good chunk of them will probably go in here in the 36 bow, but I'm sure I'll probably go ahead and give some of them also into that Hex Tank. For as you can see, we got a little bit of open space down here, so there's probably room for at least a couple or a few of them here. So yeah, these valves will probably just be spread throughout all around the fish room and such, and hopefully they'll keep spreading, and we can keep planting them in more and more tanks, because there's nothing better than free plants. At long last, the Pea Puffers are in their new home, and not done with it just yet. Gonna get a couple more friends, and it's gonna get even better yet. Fellow fish folk, if you like the Pea Puffer tank and this video in general, give this video a thumbs up. And hey, now we got a 10-gallon tank that's open for some, maybe a small community of fish. Maybe another tetra comes down here, or maybe we do something different. If you got suggestions, leave it down in the comments below. And if you like what I do on this channel overall, ladies and gentlemen, please consider hitting the subscribe button to follow everything I do on this channel, from projects such as this, to rehoming fish, getting new tanks, and lots more in the future. Until the next video, fellow fish folk, Fintastic Freak, out.